Hello everyone, today I'm going to go over how I made my track Arcane. So to start off, I'm just going to go over the master real quick. I just have the sub cut out of the side signal, so the side signal is clear. I just do this because I want my sub to only be in the mids. You can ignore this utility. I just have my all my groups negative 15 dB, so I can use this on my master to bring down the volume if needed. And then at the end we have a G clip here with 100% softness all the way up, so it's basically just a soft clipper. The reason I do this is I don't want my track going over 0 dB, and also once you have all your elements being clipped together, I think it sounds a lot more glued together as well. And then the rest of these are just metering, and this is used for actually my recording. So from here we're going to just go over the intro drums. This kick and clap is actually used throughout the drop as well, so we'll have to go over those after this. Kick's really simple, just a kick from Ivory, and then I have some transient shaper on there with 15%. Just adds more of a click to the transient. Then similar with the clap, just added some more transient as well. And then took out the lows so the kick cut through. On the clap I have the kick playing at the same time. That's how I made that. For the hat rhythm here, it's actually just a open hat, but I cut it off so it sounds more like a closed hat some parts, so you can make some interesting rhythms. You can see I have some effects on here. Just took out around 17K because it was adding some hiss to the hat that I didn't like. And the gate is actually to kind of add more of a rhythm to the hat as well. It's more to just take off the tail, I guess I should say. Yeah, it's just more dynamic, and then I added more transient shaper so it cuts through more. It adds click to the start of each hat. And there's that. Took out some of the mids and all the lows and low mids. Looks like you got a crash here, just a reverse into a regular crash. Just the same thing, low mids and the sub is taken out of both these samples, and then a delay for when the hit starts, when the track starts. You'll see me do that throughout the whole track. Nothing too crazy. The second half of the intro, I had another ride here. Same thing, taking out the lows. And then at 6K, there was a weird frequency I wanted taken out. Just thought it sounded a lot more clean. From here, we can get into the synthesizers as well. This is actually from a synth jam here. With a, I used a granular synth for this. I guess it wasn't granular synth. It was actually Portal. I used a synthesizer with some sine plucks, and then I just ran it through some granulation. I don't know if that's even a word, but did that, and then this is the final product. It's actually taken. These might be consolidated. Nope. So I can show you, like, it's a pretty big sample when I just took out a part of it that I liked. Yep, this is what I ended up with. And then we just got some reverb on the sample here. Next we got a respace. I have a sub and the actual respace separated here. And took out the sub and the side signal and made sure below 100 Hertz was completely in mono. And actually I used a spectral compressor, which if you don't know what this is, I actually did a video on it. Basically, an OTT with 2,000 bands, and it sounds a lot cleaner. You can make a track sound very loud and clean with this. Here's before and after. It actually brought up a lot of the highs when I did that, so I put this auto filter. So I just kind of took that out. I kind of just wanted the low end. And then I took out around 150 hertz, just because that's where a lot of the hum comes from in basses. And it can take up a lot of room in your mix. It sounds really loud and can drown out your mix immediately. So my recommendation to everyone is every time you make a bass, please watch 150 hertz. It'll change your mix forever. Then we got just a background vocal like ambient sample. And I just put it into D minor, so down 3 semitones. Then also I got a bunch of ambient samples and some effects. Just a sweep down. Pretty sure just the lows taken out. Same with the laser sample. The lows are taken out, and then I have a delay. Then this is actually it's like a whisper sample with reverb on it that I had from a while back, and then I just kind of took out the lows and the highs. This is what you end up with. Which adds for cool ambience in the background. And then you got some field recordings. Only thing that's done with these is the lows taken out, and looks like from 10K up as well taken out. So you should get this. Just a cool ambience set in the background with your reverb as well. Then I made, or I didn't make, but I used a Virtual Riot riser here. And I took out from 10K up on this as well, because it had a horrible hiss to it. And also took the lows out as always. So I just thought that sounded better in my opinion. Then that leads into our pre-drop here. So I have a vocal sample here. This is literally just a, hold up, I'll let you hear it without any effects going. Mage. This is literally just a AI vocal from VoiceMaker. I literally just put my name in, and then this is what popped out. So from here, I don't even think these are on. These aren't even doing anything. So just ignore those. I put, since it was kind of like a robotic vocal, I put on a phaser that doesn't move. Just kind of almost drowned it out. It took out a lot of weird frequencies. Mage. Yeah, you can see it took out some of the highs. Then from here, added a hyper for some stereo width. Mage. Then this is where you get that like color bassy vocal type sound. I used chroma, which to put it simply is kind of like a auto tune for the harmonics of whatever you put through it. So you can actually see. So that's how you kind of get like that pretty sound out of it. And all the blue is actually the harmonics that are getting tuned to the key, which is D minor. So there's that. And then I used a spectral compressor here to actually bring up the highs and stuff. The only thing with me doing this is that it brought up a horrible hiss. So I used a spectral gate. It kind of has like a de-esser. So spectral gate is similar to an actual gate, except it's only for certain frequencies. So above a certain or below a certain decibel, that frequency will just be completely taken out, as you can see. So took out that awful hiss at the top. And then we have a clipper here. It's called in Smart Clip. It's by Nasco. It has preserve knob. Basically, this just keeps the sound really clean while clipping it as well. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but definitely go check out his Patreon for that. I use it on a lot of things. This I use for a reverb throw, as you can hear. Yeah, it just leads up here, as you can see. And then the low's taken out just for extra measure. So that's how I did that. And then you got a the same crash coming in to start the drop. So, and looks like there is also a sweep down. I just reversed it at the start of this. So I did that for it sweeping into the drop hitting. Just have the lows taken out of this. I guess I already went over this because it's the start of the track as well. Then I have the ambience going throughout the track, except for the laser and like the whisper as well. So I still have the birds and the rainforest. From here, I will let you hear the drop now. So same kick and snare. Took out the weird open hat rhythm here, and this is just straight quarter notes. Same ride from the intro, but I wanted to add more transient to it, so I added this close hat. Just took out the lows of that, and then added another ride as well. This one has more of like a white noise type sound. Then I took out this frequency because it was building up with this other crash, so that's the only reason I did that. So I think that's all for the drums. Same thing throughout the whole track, or throughout the whole drop, I should say. And then the crash just comes in every 8 bars, it looks like. From here, we finally get into the drop. So originally when I made this track, I kind of just wanted to make a most like a watery texture, and which was really easy. I'm going to take all these effects off first so you can hear it initially. I just used this barf noise sample, which it literally just sounds like water. It doesn't really sound like barf, but and then I have a separate sub going along with the wavetable as well. Yeah, every quarter note it's just a triangle wave, so it's kind of like just a simple rhythm. So from here, every half note, I have the wavetable position being altered, and that's how you get that rhythm there. So this part right here is a little interesting. It's kind of like adding a format to your track, or to your sound, I should say. I'm using the wavetable, and I'm actually, I believe it's called amplitude modulation. So if I didn't do that, this sine wave that's going up with the harmonic here, it would sound out of place. Basically, the reason I use the wavetable to embed it onto the sine wave, it sounds like it's actually a part of the sound rather than separate. So actually, that's why the lows and highs are taken out of the sine wave, because the wavetable is being embedded onto the sine wave. So, but I only wanted this frequency area to for you to be heard. I didn't want any of the noise or any of the low end from the wavetable. So I'll explain why I did this, but you can kind of hear it here. Yep, that's what that sound is there. From here, I actually routed the sub to lane 2 because I didn't want it to be routed into the Haas effect, which if you don't know what that is, it just adds stereo width. Then I took out the low end, so the sub will be completely clean. So that took out the low end from the formant that I made here and the actual wavetable. Then this filter is just making the bass a little bit more dynamic and taking out that god-awful fucking noise at the top. And in power, it's just a rack. I don't even think I use any of the parameters. I just use it to actually bring up the sound. So it sounds like it's kind of using some like type of compression. I'm really not sure. I kind of just hear what it does. So there, that's how you got the initial sound. Sounds like shit. Yes, I know. So from here, I added 60 dB of some analog clipping. So the sound's starting to get a lot bigger. From here, I used a really cool plugin called InPrism from NASCO. Basically, what this does, to put it simply, it's similar to Chroma. I believe it just auto-tunes the harmonics to a particular key, which I did D minor. And what I like about this one is it actually has a pitch knob. So I'm actually going to mute the low end and the high. This is the only part that's being auto-tuned. So you can actually pitch up what's being auto-tuned. So that's on 7. Yeah, it's really cool if you pitch it up. It just sounds really cool and it's still in key. You can pitch it to whatever you want and you don't have to worry about being out of key. So you can get different notes from this. And this isolate here actually is a spectral gate, so it sounds a lot more dynamic if you have this on. As you can hear, what's being auto-tuned is kind of like, it has like a delay to it almost. So it makes the sound a lot more dynamic. From here, it looks like I added another spectral compressor. Took out some of the highs to get rid of that hiss. From here, like I said, what I do with a lot of my basses, looks like I actually added a dB of for the sub. Looks like I wanted to bring up the sub just a tad, and then took out some more 150 hertz. Like I said, I do that on so many of my basses just to remove that frequency area. Got some reverb that takes out all the lows and most of the highs, just kind of thickens up the sound. Where the intro was really ambient, I definitely wanted to add some of the reverb to keep that same vibe. Also, what I did from here, took out the lows from the sides as well. Same thing, below 100 hertz is all completely mono. And I believe that covers that sound completely. This sound in the second part of the drop, the same thing. I just brought the pitch down to 0 instead of 7, so nothing different. From here, it's just the background sounds for the actual drop. These are just some color-based samples from NASCO. Just took out all the low end and looks like I added some spectral compression to bring it up a little bit. And the same for this one as well. And then this is actually just a transient. I did this at the start of every bass hit. So the reason I did that, it kind of just lets you know the start of each bass hit, and then you should need more transient. It's kind of hard to explain. Also, you can see I have these all very delayed. Like this one's 60 milliseconds delayed, and it just adds more of a different rhythm compared to just if it's right on the quarter notes. I'm not a big fan of just leaving it right on the quarter notes. And it's actually 103 milliseconds as well. The plugins that I used, I just did keep latency, and it was like 43 milliseconds delayed with all these plugins, and then I just did keep latency and added 60. So that's why this is at 103, because it didn't have any latency with the samples. So, but yeah, very, very delayed, but that's how you get that cool rhythm. And I believe that finishes the first drop. So the second part of the drop is the exact same thing, but I turned the bass into a pluck. Yeah, everything's same post effects wise, but I turned the volume is now plucky, and now the sub is now more of like an 808. So that's what this is. This is for the pitch. I believe I changed the wavetable to Barf Noise 3. I think that's a different one, if I'm not mistaken. The other one was 2. Different sample. Just I liked how it hit the harmonics better. So. So that's how you get this sound. Yeah, nothing too crazy, just same thing. Got the format going as well. But yeah, and also all the LFOs, I guess except this, I guess this resets as well technically, but at the start of every note, it actually resets these LFOs, so it's more of like an envelope now instead of just letting it go the whole time. So that's why the 808 resets every time. If that goes over that, the transient is now same rhythm. Yep, everything the same there. So leading up into the next drop, there was actually a riser as well. Just took out the lows. Just a simple Kashmir. Same sweep from the intro and the start of the drop. So, and then that's where we lead into the switch sample. I believe this is the exact same processing as this, except I think I turned down the smart clip by 3 dB. I don't think it's any different at all. Yeah, it's just and then it's a reverb throw into it. So same thing. Yeah, completely the same. Looks like all the same elements. I think I forgot to go over this as well. I have a laser at the start of every 2 bars. It's just one of my samples with just a laser sample with some delay on it, and then lows taken out. Then I have a like chant at every like half note. I think it's every half note. Yeah, every half note. Here's before all the effects. So same thing in Prism to map the harmonics of the mids to the particular key, spectral compression to give it more presence, and then I use this reduce ambience to actually kind of cut off the ends here. Basically, what this does, it's like a gate, so it just makes it a little bit more dynamic, cuts off the tail, and then as always, the sub is taken out of this. So from here, I believe that covers the first drop completely. So from here, what you can do is, or what we can go over is the breakdown here, which is basically just the intro with the drums taken out. So, one more thing. Also have leading into from the first drop into the second. This is just a washout from bass clef. So that's how you get that sound. And then I cut off the first drop completely, so none of the reverb drowns out the second. Then once the drop completely ends, I have this washout I made, which basically just takes out the sub and has a big reverb that comes in to basically show the end of the phrase. And what you heard there was actually a sub drop. That's usually what I do to end a drop phrase, just because you're losing all your sub here, so it's a good way to end the phrase. Bringing back the whisper sample, and here's your sweep sample. It's about to come back in as well, and then the lasers are coming back in as well. Everything's kind of the same, just a lot of elements taken out for this. And also, so for the second drop, or the second half of the track, I should say, I actually do a key change, and I shifted up a semitone after, looks like 4 bars. So you can hear that now. So it is now shifted up into D sharp minor. So all you have to, or all I have to go over, honestly, is looks like just this right here. I added a new riser, but basically it's the complete same drop and intro, just up a semitone. Oh yeah, and I changed the vocals to D sharp minor, so this is up a semitone, and I changed chroma and wherever the other one is to, and all the basses are now in D sharp minor as well. So everything is just up a semitone. It's not too crazy. I just liked how it sounded in a different key. So. Very Cithy inspired, for sure. Also Leotrix, big inspiration for this track as well. Just very minimalistic intro into a drop. Looks like that goes over everything. Just the riser now. Just a riser I made, taking out the lows. Nothing too crazy. I think this is literally just a sub, or not sub, a saw wave going up. It's nothing too wild. Everything is very simple in this track, as you can see. I try to keep everything simple. That's when I write the best. So here's the outro. The outro is literally just the same reverb as ending the first drop phrase. So and then it just drowns out. Oh. And there you have it, everyone. If you have any questions about what I went over in this track, please let me know. I think I covered absolutely everything. Nothing too crazy, honestly. Actually, there is one thing I will go over as well, is how I sidechain. Actually, before I end this, because a lot of people do not realize you can actually use a ring mod for sidechaining. So what I do is I use Kiloheart's ring mod to sidechain. Put your bias all the way up and your rectify all the way down, and then you input the kick and clap going into the ring mod. Basically, it kind of just makes space in all your basses and your effects for the kick and snare to come through, or the kick and clap in this circumstance. The reason I like doing this, I think the claps and the snares come through a lot better, especially after I add a shaper box here. So I just have this on 80%, and every time the kick and the clap hit, obviously this gets taken out. So this just makes sure your drums come through completely. Yeah, definitely do some research on the ring mod sidechain. I recommend everyone to do that now. It's definitely the new wave. But I think that covers absolutely everything. If y'all enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I have a bunch more things coming out as well. I think I'm going to be doing these breakdowns on every single one of my tracks now, just because it's really good for people to learn. And yeah, anytime you have questions, please just shoot me a message on here, and I'll try to go over it as best I can. But I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good day.